All right, Museum of Technology, or I guess more properly, Museum of Science and Technology? I don't know. Whatever, it's all the high-tech stuff that mankind used to kill each other with. That's what it really boils down to. All these technological advancements, quote-unquote, heavy quotes right there. Advancements, yeah. It just made killing each other just that much faster and easier, right? So we are here to go find the satellite dish so we can fix the GNR relay. We'll get to take an elevator ride to the top of the Washington Monument. That's pretty cool. So first we got to clear this place out. Super mutants. Tell you what, there's worse places to hole up in if you're going to survive the apocalypse and all that. Got to find a place to kind of chill and hang out. This wouldn't be so bad, I guess, as long as you can keep the super mutants out, right? Also, while we're here in a few of these terminals, I don't remember exactly which ones. I think one of them's in this first room, and then you'll have a few more later. But you put in a code, and I remember the first two numbers are like 19 and 53, and I don't know if you put them together if it makes a date or something. Don't know what significance that would really have. I mean, maybe it's a 1940s or 50s theme, or I don't know. I really don't. And then you have, maybe it's somebody's birth date or something, or whatever. And then the last number will be, it's like 117, 113, 115, something like that. And there's a list of numbers there to choose from. Each one kind of gives you a multiple choice, and I guess if you get them wrong, you just screw up the code, and you don't get it. But anyway, if you get the code right, it'll prompt you to go to Jury Street Metro Station, which we have to go through that area anyway, and meet this guy there. Anyway, it'll cause his body to spawn there, and he'll have the Chuan Long, I think that's how you say it, Chuan Long, something like that, assault rifle, which is basically the special version of the Chinese assault rifle. Pretty good gun, actually. It's a really good gun. But I've got my perforator. I won't need it, but we'll go ahead and pick it up just for giggles. Also, he'll probably have some other loot on him. And also, I believe it gives you a code or a password or a key or something for a stash here. Or two stashes. I don't know. Anyway, there's stuff. There's stuff here, and then it'll send you to Jury Street to go pick up more stuff. Instead of fighting those super mutants, we could have snuck past them and turned on the turret up here. This computer talks about their first world problems that they used to have here in the museum, where their little, what do they call it? Little cosmos display thing, the planetarium. Apparently it's malfunctioning and stuff. One really funny thing I find in a lot of places in this game is you'll see a lot of like irony and dark humor and stuff in the things that you read on the computers. Like there on the computer, I think one of those little notes was like, it was talking about lawsuits that they used to have because the decibels were way too high in the planetarium. And they treat the maiming and the death of people almost the same as if you were to stub your toe or to spill some milk on the floor. I mean, they take it just about as seriously. It's just like taken with a grain of salt. And I guess when the world's moving on and becoming technological, right, then human life, the value of human life really goes down. All the while they're trying to advance human life, or at least that's what they say they're doing, the scientists, that's the way they justify their actions and the prices that they pay for some of their experiments and some of their advancements and what have you. It's dehumanizing, actually. That's what happens. Long run, you may not see it while it's happening, but then if you look back, you realize that mankind, oh, look at us today. You kind of take it with a grain of salt, the stuff that you see on the news every day. Well, technology and becoming kind of numb to that. Hearing it all day, every day, eventually you become desensitized. And with all the technology at our disposal, it's easy to just be in your own shell. How many times do you, I don't know, like get on, if you sit on an airplane or go to a restaurant or something like that, you see people sitting 2 feet apart texting. They might even be texting one another rather than literally talk to each other. They could breathe on each other. They're that close, yet they're sitting there on their phone. They're in their own little shell, in their own little world and stuff. Today, reaching out to touch somebody doesn't involve actually any eye contact or human contact. It's just a matter of FaceTime on a phone or chatting on Facebook. You know, anyway, yeah. That whole mentality. I think they really kind of bring that home here. Yeah, well, we know the vaults really weren't all that safe.
Moms will love how our Culinator 3000 kitchen system makes cooking a breeze. I can smell the muffins baking now.
The realistic part of it is they had plans for a lot of those vaults and were conducting experiments. Once the vault doors closed, they would basically, overseer would unlock his box and start carrying out whatever the government had planned for that particular vault. Experiments that would take place even after the bombs fall. In other words, they can't stop. They just can't stop. It's insanity. And no one's immune from it, whether government leaders or citizens, it doesn't matter.
You'll feel happy knowing your family will be safe in a Vault-Tec vault. We hope you've enjoyed our tour today. If you have any further questions, please take a brochure from our helpful Vault-Tec guides.
No Vault-Tec guides around anymore. Alright, expect to run into a bunch more mutants here. I can't remember where these other terminals are. Seems like there might be one right down here. I think so. And then, let's see. That goes... That's the planetarium down there. Okay. We'll get to that in a little bit. It kind of does a little loop around. It's kind of neat is some of these terminals actually have like some facts. Now I don't know if some of these facts are mixed with a little fiction or whatever, but it seems like there's actually some real history here kind of mixed in to give a little, I guess, a realistic flair to the world they've created here. It's funny, a world stuck in like, say, the 30s, 40s, and 50s with advancements that would carry it into the next millennium, right? So they talk and act as if they'd made it to that point, but when what you see is old school, and it's a really cool combination there. Really gives this game an absolute unique feel. I thought one of these had the... Oh, there we go. Alright, so I think one more of those will be set. It's like a vertibird prototype. Actually, it's kind of worth stopping to read some of the little pedestals and stuff. You can interact with a lot of the stuff here. Some of it's actually, like I say, either factual or semi-factual. And then some of the other stuff just kind of sheds some light on things that they were doing. If nothing else, kind of puts into a light the type of experimenting and technology that they were using and going with. And some of it is just totally ridiculous with absolute, complete disregard for any human life or sensitivities whatsoever. It's totally ridiculous. And yeah, I think they actually make a statement with that. Alright. I'm not exactly sure how many we got in here. Take that. A lot of these guys are going to be carrying assault rifles too, which is good for me. Need as many of those as I can get my hands on. Got to repair my perforator with something. Gets really expensive hitting up the merchants every time it starts to break. Yeah, I like to keep half dozen assault rifles on me at all times if I can. Yeah, like, see, I don't think this is... Well, I don't know. This may be named after a real rocket. It may actually have some history regarding a real rocket. But if not, this is thrown in there with actual historical stuff. And, you know, like I say, kind of bringing that and the Fallout 3 world together. We know the next one's going to be in Boston. Looks like we have Fenway Park and some other stuff. I've never been to Boston, so I don't know anything of their like landmarks really, or any of that. I like the Red Sox. It's a baseball team, so I can say that. But so I mean, I know Fenway. I know they got the wall, the green monster. I wonder if they're going to make a play on that, and it'll be the house of some friendly super mutant, kind of like Uncle What's-His-Face that you can meet randomly roaming around the Fallout 3 wasteland. It'd be funny if you had a super mutant, a big green monster, living behind the green monster or something. Or, who knows, just stuff like that. I could see him doing something funny like that. Like I say, I like to keep at least a half dozen of these things, if I can. Alright, this isn't the spaceship we're after. We're looking for like a lunar lander type of thing. You know, a space capsule sort of ship. I think it's in like the next big room like this.
Found you!
Nasty. Somewhere in this museum there's like a hidden perch too. It is. It's a place you can jump to or drop off to, and it's got like an ammo box there and a gun, I think, and it shows I think like a skeleton with some empty whiskey and Nuka-Cola bottles around him or something, and that was his last stand or something. You see that a lot in Fallout 3, like everywhere. Last stands, little last stands. It might be just an upturned table with a skeleton behind it and a gun and, you know, a few boxes of ammo, or a bathroom, you know, where a guy held up in a stall or something. It was, you know, somebody finally got cornered and made their last little stand there, and you see that quite a bit, actually. Anyway, those look like vault numbers to me. 111, 113. Now, if those are vault numbers, 111 is the vault you're in Fallout 4. So what's the reference here, and what do these guys have to do with that? If that's the case, I don't know. I don't know how that'd be significant. Yeah, anyway. Just throwing that out there. Like I say, I have no idea what relevance that might have. So I've got some almost freezing here. The bigger my save files get, the more likely the game is to lag and maybe even hard freeze. Hard freezing is an issue. Suffered a bit more of it in the pit than I was used to, actually, this time around. Sometimes have very few problems at all. Like I say, I was there at a later level, though, also. Normally I would have gone there a little earlier than what I did. Okay, I think we got an overlord right here. And so this guy is like a super epic uber boss mutant. Let's see if I can't leave a little trail for him to follow. If you get them too close together, they'll trigger one another, and I don't know, if you're standing on the tail end of them, sometimes you'll end up just hurting yourself. But if we can get him to step on a few of these, that'd be nice. Not so much for those. Let's try this. What do you do, run up the stairs? Oh, there he is. Yeah, suck on this. Oh, are you serious? Okay. I think I hit the top of the door. Oh, well. Why couldn't the first one go get him like that? Oh yeah, he's got a tri-beam. Those things are just nasty. Well, shit, that was a fail. Okay, time to get out of here. I'll holler at you. Okay, the reason I had my dog stay back here is, he'll go keep him up there at the door, and I can't get this guy to run over any mines. Step on some of those mines, asshole. Okay, there we go, I was about to say. It's probably going to do little or nothing. Lay some bottle cap mines down there. 2 or 3 bottle cap mines probably would have killed him outright. Oh well. Too late now. Told you these guys have a health pool. It's just, it's stupid. Or else their armor rating so far through the roof that, I don't know. That's pretty cool, actually. It's definitely not cool getting hit by those things, though. Here, suck on that. Not taking quite as much damage as I normally would from these things either. Guess having some damage resistance from various perks and buffs and whatever comes in handy. I'm gonna die if I take one more of those, I think. I'm gonna hang on to that last little sliver of health. I think that last little sliver is worth about 1,000 all by itself. Hit points. Seriously. I think this may be the last one. What's this? Seriously? Okay. Hurry up and die, I'm hungry. Okay, whoever they had voice the super mutants must have had a blast. Seriously. Okay, I guess I can get my dog to come with me now. Okay, are we done? At least for the time being? Super mutants? That's enough? Alright. There's our dish. That's what we're looking for. Right there. Okay, I was thinking this might be the room with the stash. Gun stash and stuff. It's just an old maintenance room. Gotta be around here somewhere. Maybe it's up here? No. Okay, wait. Wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, see, we could have set up a turret. Although that tri-beam laser, he'd have probably took that turret down with 1 or 2 shots anyway. Wouldn't have done any good. I think we have to get the stash... key. To get into the gun stash anyway. Yeah, so we had to be here first, regardless. Alright, now let's go find that room. I don't know if actually finding this stash, using the key and actually getting it, spawns that guy at Jury Street, because I've solved the computer thing before and then gone to Jury Street and he wasn't there. That's only happened once, but I did get kind of screwed out of that one time. And I'm thinking maybe it's because I didn't think about actually getting the guns out of the locker afterwards. Perhaps you have to actually find the stuff here. So apparently the whole planetarium thing attracts these guys, causes them to spawn. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we're going to go get those guns anyway. Thank you. Thank you for dying. Instead of thank you for sharing, it's thank you for dying. Seriously. Ah, there we go. Alright. That'll work. Take that too. Consolidate this just a little bit. It's one thing to have extra guns, another thing to have so much damn weight that can't even move. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done here. Solved the computer thing and got our dish. Got a few extra guns. Got to meet a super mutant overlord and waste half of our ammo on his face. Oh, let's get out of here. I think we can just shortcut right down here. Yeah, this right here. This is so well done. See, what I've heard people complain is, you know, well, it's just a lot of grays and greens. It's so washed out. Yeah, you know, nuclear bombs do that. You know, that's kind of how it goes. You know, the whole apocalypse thing. You know, post-nuclear and such. But I think it just sets the whole tone. I really do. It's always fit perfect for me. I would not be disappointed if they did Fallout 4 like this either. Honestly, if they had you know what? Honestly, in New Vegas, the extra blue skies and all that, and you know, I mean, considering it's a desert, so you got a lot of, you know, what, sand and dirt. So it wasn't a whole lot different as far as that goes. It was pretty bland itself, but the whole blue skies kind of took away from it. It gave me no post-apocalyptic feeling whatsoever. All sunshiny and everything with Pokemon looking ass geckos running around trying to bite my ankles every 5 minutes. I don't know. I wasn't getting the whole, you know, the world just barely survived the nuclear bombs and now, you know, the madness of the raiders and the wasteland is all that's left behind. I didn't get any of that. I really didn't. I got a, wow. time to go walk across the desert and go to this one occupied thing in the middle of the desert called Vegas and just go there and yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't get it. It was just a little too unapocalyptic for me. I'll take that. Right to the chest. Well, they do those so well. Take that. Might run around with a infiltrator for a little bit. Also, a little bit higher fire rate, but a little more spread. They act a lot more like an assault rifle. See the bullets kind of fly around in different directions a little bit. Actually, you might as well go ahead and discover this place. We'll be returning here eventually. At least I plan on it. It's not mandatory. A lot of side quest stuff.
Another human.
So we can come back here.
Wish. Welcome to the mall, tourist. Come on, here you are in the mall of our nation's fine capital, taking in the sights, visiting the monuments. Face it, you're a tourist. Nice to meet you too. I'm the sentry for Underworld. City of ghouls, inside the museum. For a tourist, you're pretty clueless. My name's Willow, by the way. Sure did. Underworld. It's right inside the Museum of History, then through the big skull. Most of the residents ain't crazy about humans, but they'll sell to you, fix you up so long as your caps are good and you ain't a ghoul hater. Those knuckle draggers? Nah, they don't bother us ghouls. Maybe they see us as kin or something, I don't know. Now those other assholes. Yeah, you know, those humans like you. Well, maybe not like you, I don't know, but humans all the same. The Brotherhood of Steel guys with their testosterone and power armor. Those Psycho Talon Company mercs. Those other assholes. Till next time, sightseer.
I'm just a tourist. Oh yeah, kinda. Actually. Yep, out here on a lovely day, middle of the wasteland, seeing the sights, admiring the monuments. That's about the gist of it, really.
Hey.
All right, well, you can definitely hear GNR and Three Dog here. And this would be the relay to send that same signal right there everywhere else.
If they've got the caps and you've got the space, it's a win-win, right? What do you say?
Kind of wondering how they're going to play this into Fallout 4. Okay, Fallout 4 takes place at roughly the same time that all this is going on. Just a little later, I think like 3 years after the events of Fallout 3. So they could essentially overlap. I'm kind of curious how they would do that. And considering there's some decisions you can make, it's either going to make it tricky for them to include certain stuff. We were talking about this in the comment section of another video about how they could possibly incorporate maybe like Harold from Oasis. We may eventually get to Oasis. I had planned on going there already. Don't know. Anyway, lots of things we could or could not do. But Harold, he could theoretically still be alive during the events of Fallout 4. But you know, you have some choices to make with Harold. So what do you do and how do you do it, and how does that impact? Or do they have something where you can import decisions into Fallout 4 kind of curious. Maybe something built into the pregame. They didn't show any of that in the in their little showcase and stuff, but that doesn't mean it's not there. There could be plenty. I mean, they didn't show the whole tutorial section. You know, they kind of showed a little bit of character creation, some dramatic events leading up to whatever happens, and then after that, you know, of course, you leave the vault, and you know, then they showed off what they had done with, you know, the city. But as far as, you know, what all is involved in the events between going into the vault and coming out of it, maybe you do make some decisions, maybe decide some stuff kind of off to the side, import some of the things that you did from Fallout 3. I don't know how they could work that into that. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe it's something you read or do through a computer, or who knows, a computer terminal or something. You know, you read it like history, but you get to decide what you would or would not have done in that particular circumstance, and then maybe that actually applies to your game, or, you know, something like that. I don't know. Never know. Or they just may leave a lot of that kind of vague. A lot of the stuff that happened here, although it's not too far away, distance-wise. It's not exactly walking distance, but you know, DC and Boston, not that far apart from each other. Not near as far as like DC and Vegas, you know, type of thing. So there'd be at least some hint or rumor. And they did have something from Fallout 3 in New Vegas, even. If you go to Mick and Ralph's, you can see some weapons that were gathered from Wanderers. Apparently Mick and Ralph ate them and kept their weapons, and that's how they got some of their stuff to sell in their specialty shop. But if you look up on the wall, you see things like, you know, an infiltrator or a perforator, whatever. Once again, nothing depressed me worse than not being able to buy that thing, or there not being some special quest where you could obtain one somewhere in the game. I wanted that gun so bad.
What have you got for us today?
Anyway, turn in scrap metal and any kind of other junk like that. He did not take the tri-beam laser rifles, though, interestingly enough. So it's kind of like a DLC item. It's something unique that comes in with the whole broken steel thing. Anyway.
Another glorious day in
So,
this man's army.
well, the robot guy's gone, but he left one of his robots behind to watch the town or something, huh? Anyway, I'm going to go down here and take advantage of the caravan stop. There's one of these in front of Megaton, too. Makes it pretty convenient. You can just wait for a merchant, wait a couple hours, and get another merchant.
Until we...
But anyway, they had, you know, some hints of Fallout 3 in New Vegas. New Vegas took place a while after the Fallout 3 events, right? I mean, it was a while. Was it like 10, 20 years, or was it even longer than that, or whatever? Or was it just 5? I don't know. Anyway, but I know New Vegas takes place after at some point. And I think Fallout 4 is supposed to take place kind of like in between. Basically, like just after, during and after the events of Fallout 3, but before New Vegas would have taken place. I wonder if there'll be word of Caesar's Legion on the march, or the fight for the dam about to take place, or taking place, or something. Because I know the first fight for the dam had already taken place when New Vegas was there, and so Caesar's Legion retreats because they're cowards, and they're, you know, cowering up there in their little camp, beating their drums and doing things with each other. Much later, and that's when you take part of the game. So I don't know.
Major blow against tyranny. Now GNR can be heard clear across the capital wasteland again. That'll give Eden and those muties something to think about. But before I get back to my calling, I bet you want to hear about your dad. When your dad passed through here, he and I talked for a good long time. He's a real stand-up kind of guy. He mentioned some scientific mumbo-jumbo, which didn't make sense to me, and mentioned something called Project Purity. He also said something about going to visit a Dr. Lee in Rivet City. Then he left in a hurry. goodbye. Remember to keep us tuned in while you're out there. And watch yourself. What's up? I can't even tell you the love I'm getting from the wasteland. Ever since GNR started singing again, the guys downstairs told me that more people than ever are tuning in. It's all I ever wanted.
He's all choked up.
Anytime you need a place to crash, duck in here. Be glad to provide.
Alright, actually, I'm going to take advantage of that right now. Get some free heals real quick. Then we'll get out of here. I guess that gives us our next step, right? Next direction we need to go is head to Rivet City. We've, of course, already been there, which is nice, because now we can just fast travel there. Although there is a series of subway tunnels that actually lead there.
Thing was enormous.
I think it's a hell of an adventure doing it, but it'll eventually do. There's a subway tunnel that comes out right there at Rivet City. It's a pretty hot spawn spot for like regulators and Talon mercs too. But we'll just take the fast and easy route. All right, and here we are. All right, and this is where we'll pick up on the next one. We'll go ahead and talk to Dr. Lee finally, and then we'll go to look for Dad. All right, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. For the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. And until the next one, y'all take care. All right, bye-bye.